Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston from Our Blooming Catholic Life, and I just wanted to come to you today with a little bit of an invitation and a challenge. So the invitation has to do with this little book right here, The First 5 Saturdays. We've been talking about that for a while, and a bunch of you joined us, like a lot of you joined us, on our first Saturday devotions for the first Saturday of May. We had a lot of people help with it, and I know a lot of you maybe your chapel's open, maybe it's not, maybe you haven't found a first Saturday yet, maybe you're still kind of discerning whether this is a practice for you. And I wanted to encourage you, I'm going to try and put together another first Saturday experience for this coming Saturday, which will be the first Saturday in June. It's going to be a different one. The one I did for May was very specifically Franciscan. It was very specifically for May, right? We had a May crowning and all. And so I wanted to give you one that you could come back to, say if you're sick and can't go to your first Saturday, or you can't find one near you, and you're just a little bit hesitant yet at starting one at your local parish. I want to encourage you to do that. If there's not one there, please get out there and do it, because in this little book here, Father Don Calloway mentions, are you sick of turning on the news and seeing nothing but violence and mayhem? Well, there's something we can do to bring about peace. So in here, he has a great article at why we don't have peace yet and whose fault it is. And I want to let you know those fingers are pointed squarely at Catholics. He gives you a reason why it's a really compelling reason. And so we need to get out there and do the 5 Saturday practice. Again, this book is How to Make the First 5 Saturdays. This particular one has a lot in it from Father Donald Calloway, and that's the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception, the MIC. You know them, right? They're up there in Stockbridge, Massachusetts at the National Shrine of Divine Mercy. They've got, besides Father Donald Calloway, Father Michael Gately, right? All the 33-day books. You know these fathers. Father Chris Alar, you know these fathers. So this is the book from them, and they're trying to get you to get out and do the first 5 Saturday devotions. So this little particular book, it's $3.99 from the Shrine. Give them a call or go to shopmercy.org. Their phone number is 1-800-462-7426. Again, that was 1-800-462-7426. And why I want you to consider getting this book as well is this book, okay, it tells you why we need to do it, why we have so much mayhem and craziness in the world, and we've been having a lot of riots lately, right? Yeah, so that's an important article to read. It's very important. What are the first 5 Saturdays? Do they still matter? Do you just do 5 Saturdays and then bam, you're done? So those are about the devotion specifically, but after that he has things in here that are good all the time. How to make a good confession. There's a really good section in here. Remember, we had that in our Franciscan book as well. And then how to confess. How to receive communion worthily. See, these are good articles. Talks about praying the rosary, how to pray the rosary, prayers of the rosary. You know how I'm always saying there's extra prayers at the end that I have no idea what anybody's saying? They're not in here either. So I don't know what those extra prayers are, but they are extra, so I'm not as worried. Then it lists the mysteries of the rosary, so this is a nice little guide. A lot of people have the standard pamphlet. This is a full booklet form, so it's got the name of the mystery, so the number, so start out with joyful mystery, the category, the number, the first one, the title, Annunciation. It has a little picture for you to meditate on, a scripture verse, tells you what to do in case you're not sure, and tells you the fruit of the mystery. And it does that for the joyful, for the luminous, for the sorrowful, and for the glorious. And then when you get done with that, remember how part of first Saturday devotion is to spend 15 minutes meditating on the mysteries of the rosary. He's got some written out for you. So if you're not great yet at meditation, or you're having an off day or whatever, don't worry. He's got some written out that you can read instead. And he does them for each of the mysteries. They're in here for each of the mysteries of the rosary. So that is a huge help. Let's see what's here at the end of this book. Oh, that's it. That's it. Then it tells you how to join the Association of Marian Helpers, how to get prayer cards for your friends or enroll your loved ones in getting in prayers. Let's see, in requesting masses. They do both individual and Gregorian masses. I didn't realize these guys did Gregorian masses, but it is in there. So how to do all that is in here. And this is the book I'm going to try and use for this first Saturday. I'm trying to show you just a couple different resources that you can use. And if you live near me or have the capability of getting me a short video and you want to do part of it, let me know. I can shoot you the text that I want to use, and or give you a link, whatever, and you can make a short video and be in the first Saturday video for the month of June. Now, if you don't want that, if nobody is brave enough to try that, that's all good. I'll do it, or I can see if we can use some of the footage that we have from last time, right? Combine that in some new and exciting ways. Also, if you watched the May one, surprise, I don't know if you noticed or not, Diane's section on, I think she did the Litany of Our Lady, maybe was 2 parts and I only had 1. That was a total biff on my part and nobody caught it until the end. That's part of the mayhem of just exchanging flash drives because we were social distancing it. And I totally missed that. That was on me. And so that is my invitation. If you would like to do that, it's both an invitation and a challenge right there. So while we're talking though about the first 5 Saturdays, one of the things we talked about doing was journaling your meditation on the mysteries of the Rosary. And I realized lately, I started to work on a book for you and I'm very excited about it. But one of the first things I did was realize what I wanted to talk about was something that I had written a paper on in my last master's program. And so I went and grabbed it, cut, copy, pasted, slapped it in there. And as I'm going back, it's been like, a whole 1.5 years since I wrote that paper. And I've had a lot of classes, a lot of experiences since then. I'd like to feel that you all have helped me grow just in making these videos and your comments and suggestions. God bless you all for that. And so I'm not exactly the same person I was then. And I found that I'm rewriting whole sections of it. I don't know if this book will ever get published. I hope it will, but I have no idea. But I will tell you, this experience has been invaluable. So every day I run up to my little office and I type in at least 500 words. And some of it is rewriting that old paper and some of it is brand new, but I try and gain 500 words because I might lose a little bit, but I'm trying to overall gain. I think I mean overall. Yeah. So whatever I go up in the beginning of the day, I write down the number and I project out what 500 new words are going to look like. Whatever, you get it. But I'm finding it very beneficial. So if you have kept a journal, a religious journal at all, one that I've told you before, like when I did the Women of Grace Foundational Study, I write my answers in a notebook, not in the workbook, because I want to be able to go back and do it. So however you have kept a spiritual journal, I want to challenge you to go back and look at that journal. Even if you haven't started one yet, do it now, and then you can revisit it like every first Saturday that you do it. Have a journal. So if you haven't done it yet for this is how we're going to suggest to do it. Get a journal. I like using those composition books, right? Oops, I have one. I probably have like 5 right here, honestly. Yeah. So I have 3. So you may have a pretty one like this or one like this. So they're not a 3-ring binder. Oh, there's also this nice one. It's nice when it doesn't have Post-it notes stuck all over it. And these are just ones I got at my local Mega Mart and grocery store. So this one's a little bit nicer. I mean, it's not a moleskin one like Jeff Cavins likes to say, but it's pretty fancy for the grocery store. I literally got this at the grocery store because it's been during the time of quarantine. I like it. It's got this little rubber band where I can put my pen. It's still a nice little lined notebook, but it's got this elastic to hold it tight in case I have a bunch of prayer cards jammed in there. I always do. So grab whatever little notebook you want, even if you've got the old standard composition book, right? Whichever one you have, get one of those and mark it up that it's going to be for your first Saturdays, and then take it to your first Saturday devotions with you. When you watch the videos, when you meditate upon the mysteries of the Rosary, write out which mystery you're going to do. It's really helpful, I think, if you then write out whatever Bible verse you're going to use. And some of them actually have multiple. You don't have to use the one that's in here, but this is a great place to start, right? So write out the name of, right, like 5th joyful mystery, finding the child Jesus in the temple, and then write out Luke 2:46, After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. Fruit of the mystery is joy in finding Jesus. And then go ahead and meditate on that. Whatever notes you need, sketches you want to make, whatever. If you have an image of it, perhaps there's an icon of it in the church that you're doing your first Saturday in, or you could find one on the internet and have it up on your screen while you're doing your meditation time. And go ahead and free write on it. You can come back to this throughout the month when you're praying the Rosary, right? You can come back to it every Saturday if you choose to do it that way. Every Saturday. Maybe pick one for the month, right? And meditate on that one for an entire month. So you do your initial notes on that first Saturday, and then every following Saturday of the month, you can go back to that and add on to that and make that the mystery of the month, like for you, right? Like there's a book of the month clubs. It's the mystery of the month club. And meditate on that one. And then the next first Saturday, maybe pick a different one and then meditate on that just for like an hour. Do it like a holy hour once a month or once a week, right? Hopefully on Saturdays. But you could do it once a week. Take that notebook to adoration with you. Even if you're doing a live stream adoration, take it with you. Or have that icon in your house somewhere where you can look at it and write little notes throughout your week. Again, doing it on Saturdays is going to make your Saturdays more meaningful. Saturdays used to be devoted to the Blessed Mother, and that's where a lot of people would say the little office of the Blessed Virgin Mary on Saturdays, just to prepare your heart, because she kind of prepared us, right, for Jesus coming. And I just find that a beautiful practice, that on Saturday we meditate on the mysteries with the Blessed Mother. She gives us insight into the life of Christ. She didn't just bring Christ into the world, right? She gave us insights onto him, and we have little glimpses of his life because she told them to the apostles, right? Little story time about Jesus. Let me get out the family photo album. And that's what those Saturdays are. So I'm inviting you to take like an hour every Saturday. Pull that notebook back out. Look at your meditations and go back to it throughout the month. I just think you're going to find that fruitful, just like I'm finding it fruitful when I'm writing this book and I'm looking at this old paper and I'm like, wow, okay, I've expanded on that idea since then. I've learned more about that since then. And I'm very excited to update it and keep it going. And it's such a great new practice. I hope that you are blessed by it as well. So to sum it all up, I know I get a little, so to sum it all up, I'm inviting you. I would like to do a virtual First Saturday experience again. If you have a way of getting me a short clip of a video and could get that to me, that would be wonderful. I will try and include everybody in it. And I'll have that air next Saturday, probably at 10. Not 100% sure. I have to look at that time again of when online adorations and masses are that I can hook you up with. So again, if you want to make the video for me, we're going to air it on Saturday. And I hope that you're going to get a little notebook, a little journal of some kind to start keeping your meditations of the mystery of the Rosary in them. So on Saturday, on the first Saturday, you're going to do your meditation, write it in your notebook, and then come back to it for a little bit each following Saturday of the month. The next Saturday, again, go to a first Saturday devotion, take your journal with you, take your little book, write out your meditation, and then keep following that system. And don't forget, there's super great articles in here by Father Donald Calloway, MIC. Get this book, go to shopmercy.org. That's shopmercy.org. God bless you, friends.